first of all, man, God was showing off today. How about that beautiful day? I mean, just a beautiful day, incredible. Really appreciate our fans. I mean, it's not like this everywhere. And I think sometimes people can forget that, man. This place is special. And to see our fans show up and, driving in this morning and people were out there tailgating and enjoying the day. And all those people at Tiger Walk, for the unveiling of the captains, those guys going in concrete today, that was a really cool thing. And, coming off, I've lost my voice because we had the all-in ball last night, and that was, I think we raised right at $1.59 million last night for this community, and that was really, really cool. So just a great day, man, really beautiful to see, again, so many people come out and give us the opportunity again to create a game feel when you split your team and you got guys getting a chance to start, and sometimes things that you've seen in practice that all of a sudden they get in a young guy like Wesco, for example, early on, he missed a block, he had a poor release, it's like, but then he kind of settled down. And I think you need moments like this to prepare. Again, that's the reason why people have preseason games and scrimmages and things like that against other people. So it's a very meaningful day. Obviously, you're not going to take a whole lot schematically out of the spring game and things like that, but just from a personnel standpoint, to give a lot of guys opportunity, it'll help them grow, help them develop, and help us evaluate them a little bit further. So a good day. Got a chance to see a lot of guys, flash and make some plays, and it was fun. Obviously, we had some guys. I think we held Brenny, held Maffa, held RJ, held Barrett. Those guys have played a lot of snaps, and we really want to evaluate the guys behind them a little bit more, or expose them a little bit to bring them along like we need. And then we obviously have some guys, injury-wise, at different stages of their return to play protocol. So, but all in all, a good spring. It'll be a great spring if we go do the work that we need to do this summer, because it all has to build. But all in all, you hate to see it come to an end, because this is the best part of being with the players every day, and just the process of meetings and practice and review and all that stuff. So now we got a good 3 weeks of training coming up. This is a big 3 weeks for us from a strength and conditioning standpoint, and really setting the tone for the summer. As you all know, we get out of school early around here, so we got 15 days of class, 3 weeks, and then it's finals, and they're out of here for a little while before we really get back going with our skills and drills the latter part of May. So a lot of work to do these next few weeks.
Well, Coach, you lost a quarterback when Helms transferred out, and you've always talked about the moxie of Trent Pierman, or Standing Pierman's son, but you really showed that moxie today, didn't you?
Yeah, he's always shown it. Nobody just wants to believe you, but there's a reason. He's one of the reasons we didn't go take another quarterback, because we really believe in this kid. I mean, he's a 2-time Gatorade Player of the Year. I mean, you don't get lucky and win back-to-back state championships, and this guy threw for a gajillion yards in high school. And, you got to have something to you. And a lot of things with him. He's a little undersized. Got a good arm, not an elite arm, but he plays with good timing, great timing, and he has a really good understanding. And just again, a lot of moxie, a lot of gamesmanship to his game that comes naturally to him. That he's been around it a long time, and just has complete ownership of what we do. Very familiar to him, some things that he did in high school as well. So I'm proud of him, and that's why we wanted to get him on both sides. We like our group. We really do. We like all three of our quarterbacks, and Paul Tyson has practiced all spring, and he stayed sharp, and he would be ready to play today if we needed him to be. We got another really good walk-on kid coming in, a preferred walk-on guy that'll give us a little more depth there too. But we like our guys. We like those three. That's kind of how we wanted to get through the spring, and knowing that we have Paul there as well. If you get to a fourth quarterback, he probably ain't very good anyway. It's probably bad. Probably got bigger problems, but to be able to have a guy like Paul Tyson sitting there is a bonus for us, because he's ready, and he's coaching every day, and he's a part of putting it all together. We feel good about the position. A couple plays today that all of them would like to have a play or two back, but It's good to see, and good for Trent too, because nobody really knows much about him or talks about him, but you know he's been consistent like that in practice, you know, for the last year or so.
Where would you say your offense is coming out of the spring?
Incomplete, you know, just incomplete. I mean, I think we're more confident. It's probably another word I would say. We're more confident than we were this time last year, but we're still incomplete. You know, I thought we threw a call pretty good today for the most part, but you know, no Cole Turner. We didn't have Tyler Brown out there. We didn't have Salado, and we got T.J. Moore coming this summer. We didn't have Noble Johnson out there. So those are all guys. I mean, when we become a complete group, you know, we got a chance to I think be really good, and they should. I mean, there's a lot of guys back. I mean, we lost Putnam, right? And we lost Shipley. So most everybody's back, you know, for this offense. And year 2 in the system, we got a chance to be much more confident group, and our quarterback, you know, taking another step is going to be a big part of that.
You feel like you saw another step from him today?
I saw another step from him all spring. You know, it's a lot more than just today. I thought he did a good job today. You know, just he put some good drives together, made some good decisions. Some that maybe didn't appear to be a good decision, maybe to just a simple play, but it's a great decision as a coach when you're evaluating certain things, whether it's situationally some things that he did. You know, so I'm proud of him. He's been really, really good all spring. He's been really good. So he's just getting better and better and better. You know, I think you'll continue to see that progression from him, but still a lot of work to do.
Your 5-star Peter Woods last year had a really big spring game. Today, Sammy comes out first play, sack, tied for the lead in tackles, 8 with Woodaz.
Yeah, I mean he's a natural. You know, he's still grasping everything. You know, just you got to remember this kid played every snap almost both sides of the ball, and so. You know, now he's getting exposed to a lot more defensively, and we've kept him at one spot, you know, all spring, really trying to just hone him in. I mean, he's got the speed and the talent to really play wherever, but we're just trying to really build a good foundation from him. So it's a good group. I know he's glad that he was able to come in early and get a lot of this learning curve, you know, cut down a little bit so now he can go attack the summer and fall camp, and hopefully by September he can be in a position to help us. But you know, it starts with Woodaz and it starts with Barrett. You know, those are 2 really special players, and the good thing for Sammy is he's got them as a model of what it should look like. And then I'm really proud of Kobe. I think Kobe had a really good spring for us. He's just a good football player. You know, I mean, he's just a guy that lacks a few measurables, but he makes plays every day because he just really has good football IQ and understands things. He's tough. He can run. Jamal Anderson today, you know, he had an outstanding day, and that's what's fun about a game like this, because now he's going out and you got to go start, right, and play some big minutes, and man, it was awesome. That was an unbelievable play that he made, and then came back and made another one, but there was a penalty. So really, really happy for him. D. Creighton right out of the gate having a sack as well. So that whole group is coming together, and you know, we got more on the way. Drew Woodaz will be showing up in here, and Cooper Taylor's coming in here this summer. So I think it'll be a good little group. A lot of competitive guys that you know, have a lot to chance to compete and get on the field.
You talked about sitting a lot of the starters today, let the backups and early enrollees come in. I mean, and they, like you said, just showed out at Sky Show what the belief and the faith you had when they came in and why you guys went after them, especially early.
Yeah, I mean, we just, like I said, we sat RJ and Brenny and Barrett and Maffa. You know, those were the 4. And again, I mean, I've seen a million plays of RJ and a million plays of Maffa and Brenny. I wanted to see Marcus and Olsen, and I wanted those guys, Sapp and my man Banks Pope. I want to give them some opportunity. I want to see all those safeties. I mean, we got a million safeties, and I want to see them all play. We got young freshmen, you know, Noah Dixon and Joe. You know, Ricardo wasn't able to go today because he had a foot injury, but those kids need to play. Billings, Kyler Webb, you know, they need to go get Venables. Venables, he hadn't played football in forever. In fact, I went up to him today and I said, man, isn't it just fun to be able to go play football? And he was having a ball out there. So it was good to see that. So those were the 4 we didn't play. And everybody else, they got a lot of work in and got done what we needed to get done.
So Hoffler and
awesome.
Paulson and Denhoff make some plays. I mean, how much better do you guys feel about defensive end?
Yeah, we feel, we've made good progress. We got a lot of work to do still this summer, but, Chris has done a great job with those guys. Denhoff, he's just kind of, he's our steady Eddie. And he's just getting better. The game has slowed down for him, and, he's just relentless and tough, and he's just consistent, and he's just a guy you can count on. Man, Jaheim's been coming. Jaheim he's been on the rise. He was a 200 and maybe, I don't know, he might have been 212 when he got to Clemson. And you just all right, well, let's just throw him over here for a year and we'll see if he'll work, and then we'll revisit. And that's kind of what we did. And then this past year, you started to see a little bit. But just another year. So now he's going to be a redshirt sophomore. Now he's 245 pounds. And he's got some athleticism. He's gotten stronger, and he's a savvy kid, man. And I'm proud of him. It's important to him. He plays with a high motor. He's tough, very competitive kid, and it's good to see that. And he's athletic. Here he covering the wheel route, out of the backfield and going up and. He played wide out. I've watched him his whole life. This kid he and Clay the same. They've been together forever, and so he played receiver for a long time until they finally realized you need to get on down there and let's get serious about football. But he's got athleticism, really good basketball player. So he's got a good future. But the other guy was Hoffler today. Man, his get off. I mean, we needed to see that. And for him to be able to go out and start today to have this kid's twitchy. He's a natural pass rusher, but he's big. He's bigger than Jaheim. And that, now Jaheim's kind of closed the gap from a size standpoint to where he looks like the rest of the guys. But Hoffler showed up here looking like you're supposed to look, and naturally is a good pass rusher, but the game's just got to slow down for him a little bit. And again, Chris is in it. He challenges that kid every day. It was good for him to have some success there. So I like the group for sure. Peter wasn't able to go today, but you got Caden out there who's getting a lot of reps, and we got Big Mayo showing up here this summer, and we got the young Kasai kid. So it's a group that's a work in progress, I would say. That position is still incomplete. We don't have Armand Mason. You've heard me talk about Armand Mason, and Armand is a kid that'll be a factor if he's healthy and he makes it back for fall. That'll be a kid that'll have a chance to get in the mix too. So it's coming together, but that group is still a little incomplete.